all my new subscribers, my name is Pooja and this is Food Without Borders. I run the show. I make delicious recipes from across the globe. So today we'll be making a chutney. Now the story behind this chutney is very simple. During the pandemic, every one of us has been trying to explore their hobbies, and I was completely into gardening. Having said that, I had a bumper crop of the tomatoes, and I'm pretty sure many of you are going through the same. And you've made the pasta marinara sauce, you have made several different things, and now you're looking for another recipe to enjoy those tomatoes. So today I'm going to show you this tomato chutney that used to be made in my family, and we have always loved this in our house, although back then we never grew tomatoes. So these are made from homegrown tomatoes, which I'm super excited for. So let's get started. All right folks, the first thing you're gonna do is heat up your pan, and my pan is getting heated. While it does, I am also going to add some oil. Now I'm using an odorless oil like sunflower oil. Historically, I've also used avocado oil. Any odorless oil will do. Canola will do as well. I do stay away from, So I do stay away from coconut and olive oil because they do have a strong flavor, and I want the tomatoes and the dates to pull the flavor through. All right, so we're gonna wait until this is nice and hot, and then we'll get started. So folks, the oil is nice and hot. To this, I am going to add some of these spices so that they bloom. Now I have red chili flakes. You can skip it if you want to. I have some cumin powder, which is just ground cumin, and then some nigella seeds. Now traditionally, nigella seeds are used in this recipe. I usually don't have it at home. It happens to be one of those lucky days that I have it, so I'm going to use it. But if you skip it, it won't be the end of the world. The chutney will taste just as good. So if you don't have it, don't sweat it. Saute this for maybe 10 seconds. I always give you a timeline, but I will tell you, my range cooks things even before I can blink. So be mindful that if you are using induction or you're using another brand of appliance, cooking time will vary. Now I'm gonna add some ginger. Put the lid on, otherwise the cameraman will kill me if I make a mess, because I am not allowed to make a mess in this house. Precisely why I haven't been cooking a lot, because cleaning has become a nightmare. So I do eat outside a lot, which is why you haven't seen many of the videos come in. And I'm gonna cook the ginger for about 45 seconds. And now to this, I am going to add the tomatoes that have been diced. Now, I'm going to sweat the tomatoes, and while I do it, I am going to also add some salt. So folks, we are not cooking the tomatoes to cook them completely, but we are actually cooking them enough so that they kind of mush up a little. So I will wait until that happens, and then I'm going to show you what it looks like. So folks, this is where I like it to be. I am going to add some pitted medjool dates that I have chopped. So folks, this is nicely mixed. Now I'm going to stick the lid on and let this cook for about 5 to 6 minutes until the dates kind of coagulate with the tomatoes and turn into a nice mushy mixture. And when that happens, we'll come back and taste it and then add more ingredients if we need to. I'll be back. All right folks, this looks perfect. I've turned the flame on just to make sure I don't burn it. Now, the only way you can make this customized to your liking is by tasting it, seeing whether you need more salt or you need a little more sweetness. So I'm going to do that right away. It's perfect, but it needs a little sweetness. Oh, so good. So folks, for sweetness, I am going to add some honey. That's my choice. You can use maple sugar, you can use maple syrup, you can use agave, you can use sugar, brown sugar, white sugar, whatever your choice is. I will leave the exact measurements and the written version of this recipe in the description, not in the description box, on my blog, and I leave a link to it in the description box. Now I'm gonna put this in, and I think this is plenty to bring out the sweetness in this recipe, and just mix this in. Okay, these are done. I have transferred them in the jars. I am going to let it sit on the counter to cool completely. Now, if you are into canning, then you can use those canning jars and follow the process that you do. And this will last in the refrigerator, stored properly, for over a month or two. And you can even freeze it and remove it and thaw it and have it whenever you like it. You can serve it hot, you can serve it cold. Let's see the texture. And it's so nice. And you know, on a cold day, you make some frozen naan, you heat them up in the oven, you spread this on, and then you just eat it, and your life is so perfect. I mean, or pretend your life is perfect, I don't know. And I'm gonna give you a quick taste. It's still hot. Guys. So good. Perfectly sweet. It's tart and kind of sour because of the tomatoes. And homegrown tomatoes are so different from store-bought tomatoes. And anybody who grows a tomato knows that and appreciates that. So give this recipe a try. Hit subscribe if you haven't. Hit a like button. Share it with your friends who are big into tomato growing this season. And I will see you next time. Until then, bye. All right, so folks, the first thing you're gonna do is heat up your pan. Sure, man. Oh God, before I touch it and burn myself. Whew. All right, folks, the first thing you're gonna do is heat up your pan. I have a cast iron skillet-ish pan. I don't know, what do you call this?
Step forward.
Okay.